Going to call this April 21st meeting to order and ask all of you to please stand and pledge the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I see no changes to the agenda and recommendations.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the agenda.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Madam President. We've got several items today. First of all, I've got your TSI and ATSI information in your board packet for your review. I have two items for executive session. We've got an early graduation request that I'll be asking the board to consider in executive session, and I also have personnel matters that I'll ask the board to consider in executive session. But now on to our best part of what we have going on today during our superintendent's report. We have got several students with us today that we look forward to recognizing. We've got two different groups here with us. We've got a state championship group that we'll be recognizing in just a moment. And then after we recognize the state championship group, we have a group of students from each one of our 8 high schools that we'll be recognizing. So we'll go ahead and start with Lake Cormer High School with their state championship powerlifting team. I'll ask Principal Cannell Phillips to please come to the podium at this time so we can recognize these outstanding students.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing? Members of the board, Ms. Usleton, everyone. I'd like to bring our coaches up, Coach DeGraw, Coach Crawford, Sergeant Major Herman. I'd like to introduce first our individual for our girls powerlifting team. That individual state member there first. I'll let y'all call those members.
Right. Congratulations.
Right. Which one let y'all call?
Up first is Jose Hernandez. Next is Jordan Martin. Next we have is Jeslyn Johnson.
Y'all baby smile now. Y'all smile all the time at school.
We have Scarlett Roberts. And Ledshia Watts. Zane Rose. Danny Sapp. Blaze Fisher. Jordan Martin also won an individual state championship medal. That's his. Carlos Hicks. Jadeldrin Magic. Jose Hernandez was also an individual state champion. Blade Privet. Ewan Williams. Josh Matheny. Hampton Fisher. And Tyler Wallace.
Before we take our picture, and I know the coach ain't say anything about this, but our young ladies also almost won the state championship with 5 young ladies. We placed 3 first place and 2 second place, so we almost won the state championship with just 5 young ladies down there, y'all. So boys won it all, and the girls almost won it with just 5 young ladies. So again, congratulations.
Get y'all together right here. Take a group photo.
And y'all smile. I don't know why y'all look like y'all made it. Y'all smile all the time.
Yo, guys, we're done.
Yeah, we can done. Come on, short people, get off line. Come on, we can coordinate. We can coordinate. Come on, short people. It's okay to say you short. It's all right.
Big guys in the back. Sorry. People rain.
If your parents want to come up and get a photo, feel free to do that. Great, congratulations. See you again in a second. Back up all that's on All right, now we have seniors from each of our 8 high schools are here today. It's impossible to get all of our seniors here at one time because they have so many activities going on, but I wanted to let you know who we're recognizing. We'll have the valedictorians, salutatorians, those who are available today. Also, the STAR students and STAR teachers from each high school. I want to remind you about STAR student. That's sponsored by the Mississippi Economic Council. And what that is a STAR student is the student at the high school, the senior at the high school that has the highest ACT score. And if you have multiple students that have a 35 or higher, you can have multiple STAR students. So you may see some schools today that have more than one STAR student. Also, the STAR student is able to recognize the STAR teacher, who's made an influence on them
throughout their educational career. Sometimes it's somebody that they grew up, in elementary school that they had. Sometimes it may be somebody in another district that they had gone to school there. So, but that a star teacher is recognized by the star student. So at this time, I'll ask Mr. Cliff Johnston from DeSoto Central High School to come forward. DeSoto Central students.
Thank you, Mr. Russell, and members of the school board for having us here this morning to recognize all these outstanding students. Our valedictorian for this school year for DeSoto Central High School is Abigail Landon. Our salutatorian, Jeffrey Chin. Our star student this school year, Spencer Hart. And Spencer chose as his star teacher, Mary Kylie Ruff. Get a photo.
If any parents would like to come up to make photos, you can do that also. Congratulations. Hando High School, Mr. Dwayne Case, principal.
Thank you, Mr. Austin, board members, good morning. Our valedictorian at Hernando High School this year is Ms. Sydney Gonzalez. Our salutatorian is Ms. Julia Pollard. We have two star students. Both students made a 35 on their ACT. First star student is Ms. Kathleen Tilliard. Kathleen chose as her star teacher, Ms. Shawn Swift. Our next star student is John Fulcher. And he chose as his star teacher, Ms. Tanya Blow.
Group photo.
This way.
Congratulations. Next, we have Ward Lake High School. Principal, Mr. Nick Tungus.
Thank you, Mr. Elston, and thank you, members of the school board. Good morning. I appreciate y'all having us here. Horn Lake High School's valedictorian is Ms. Janelle Marquez. Horn Lake High School's salutatorian is Ms. Ileana Marshinger. Our star student is Mr. David Flores. And Mr. Juarez chose Miss Missy Walter.
Congratulations. Next, we have Lake Former High School Principal Canell Phillips.
Good morning, Mr. Austin. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning to the board. I like from a high school valedictorian this year is Mr. Robert Alton Price. Our salutatorian this year is Ms. Kaylin Grace Smith. And our star student this year is Ms. Hannah Marie Burks. Ms. Burks chose Mr. Jason Adams, who's a teacher when she was a student, I believe, at elementary or middle school at Bahia, but he's currently a teacher at Shannon High School. So he was able to attend. Thank you.
Congratulations. We have Lewisburg High School Principal, Mr. Chris Perkins.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here. Thank you for taking the time to recognize these awesome teachers and students. So our valedictorian is also one of our star students this year, and so I'll go ahead and recognize both of those at the same time. It is Miss Riley Littleton. And she chose as her star teacher, Miss Band Director Kim Pickering.
Thank you.
Our salutatorian this year is Joshua Gargantia, also one of our star students. And he chose Miss Patricia Tabor as his star teacher. Our two other star students, Miss Isabella Love. And she chose Miss Maggie Dennis, one of our math teachers. Our final star student is David Truitt. And he chose Dr. Lacey Fitz, our chemistry teacher, and his star teacher.
Group photo.
Switch this way.
Great. Congratulations. Next up, we have Olive Branch High School Principal, Mr. Jacob Strickland.
Justin, board members. Unfortunately, I found out probably about 10, 15 minutes ago that our valedictorian was involved in a little fender bender on the way here. He's okay. Dad is with him. He's okay. Everybody's fine, but obviously he's not able to be here right now. He is also our star student, so I want to recognize him as well. Our valedictorian And star student this year at Olive Branch High School is Mr. Gavin. The salutatorian for this year's class at Olive Branch High School is Mr. Jake Ford. And although Gavin could not be here, he chose as his star teacher, Spanish teacher, Mr. Russell Prince. Photo. Yeah.
Congratulations. So we have South Haven High School, Principal Mr. Shane Jones.
How are y'all? Thank you for having us. Honored to recognize these final students from South Haven High. First, our valedictorian for the class of 22 is Mr. Nicholas Douglas. Our salutatorian is Mr. Brendan Sutton. With an ACT score of 35, we would also like to recognize our star student, Mr. Nicholas Douglas. He chose as his star teacher for this year, Ms. Julie Pasterchik. Right here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Center Hill High School, Principal Mr. Doug Payne.
Again, thank you, Mr. Hudson and board for letting us showcase some of our top things today. Our valedictorian for this school year is Maya Jones. Our salutatorian is Caroline Lewis. And our star student for this year is Nayla Garcia. Nayla has chosen as her star teacher, Miss Alicia Green.
Brief photo. Yeah. Figures that out by the 8 photo. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'll. There you go.
Congratulations. Let's give another round of applause to our Lake River High School student champions. Great job, our power lifters, our valedictorians, salutatorians, star students, star teachers, everyone in attendance. I also want to thank our principals who are here today representing these great schools. Now, we are, first of all, we've got graduation coming up in just a few weeks, so we'll be seeing our valedictorians and salutatorians students there. We look forward to seeing you on stage there. We have the order of business for the rest of the board meeting. You are welcome to stay, but if you would like to go, now would be the time to go. So, hope y'all have a great day.
Ready for the season to be over. Good to see you.
I was about to be done with superintendent's report, but luckily we have a special guest here with us. I'm going to ask Mr. Jacob Strickland to please come back to the podium.
Glad you could make it. Obviously, the Expenditure was not too bad, but I said his name earlier, but I definitely want him to get the deserved recognition that he has earned through 4 years of high school. The valedictorian and star student class of 2029 ranked high school was Mr. Gavin. And once again, his star teacher is Mr. Russell Prince.
Take your time. I'm glad y'all made it. Yeah, exactly. All right, thank y'all. Glad we got to do that. All right. All right, that concludes my superintendent's.
Attorney for the board.
There is no attorney report today.
Yeah, sounds good. You all should have received a copy of the minutes for April 7th. If there are no changes or corrections to, I have a motion to approve them as read.
I make that motion.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? A motion passes. Consent agenda, items A to items M, F, recommendations, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the consent agenda.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented? Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Williams, your turn. Bids for District 3 bottled water filler project.
Yes, ma'am, bids were open on April 1st with the drinking fountain bottle fill project for the district. My recommendation is to accept the Wagner general contract.
Recommendation, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the bids for District 3 bottle filler project, Wagner General Contract.
Have a motion to approve the bids for District 3 bottle filler project.
I make that motion.
A second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Contractual agreement. Wagner General Contract.
Yes, ma'am, we're requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with Wagner General Contractor Incorporated for the aforementioned project.
A recommendation, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with Wagner General Contractors for the District 3 bottle filler project.
It's a mouthful. I need a motion for the contractual agreement with Wagner General Contract.
Make that motion.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Wade. That was pretty.
Yeah, sure was.
I didn't try to say water bottle.
Mr. Thieves.
Yeah.
Statement of revenue and expenditures for February 2022.
Okay, our revenue collections through February for general funds are at $201,493,418. We are up 9% over last year. Last year we were at 184,751,344. The increase again is mainly due to MAP and ad valorem, and at this point we're about 11% over last year for ad valorem collections. We don't really, I can project March and April because we received March. But, so we do continue to be up after that, but most of that is due to MAP and ad valorem. Revenues for all funds are at $235,522,79, and we're up 2% over last year, which is really hard to compare the rest of the funds because those are grants for reimbursement, and it varies from month to month, year to year, totally different. Our general fund expenditures through February are $159,779,399. We continue to trend at 3% over FY21, which is about 3% lower than what is projected, which is where we would like to be, as we continue to benefit from the federal ESSA funds.
Your recommendation, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the statement of revenue and expenditures for February 2022.
Do I have a motion to approve the statement of revenue and expenditure?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Combined balance sheet.
The fund balance for all general funds for February is at $155,645,511. We are about 20% higher than FY21. At this point last year, we were at $129,437,388. Again, remember that we did move the millage on purpose from here Boston District to be able to pay future debt service that will be starting next year. And at this point in time, we had also transferred money to miscellaneous construction, so it kind of skews the comparison until we catch up to that time. The all fund balance is at $214,109,521.
Recommendation.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the combined balance sheet for February 2022.
Do I have a motion to approve the combined balance sheet for February 2022?
So moved.
A second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Statement of cash flow for February 2022.
The district maintenance cash balance is at $150,938,955. Of that, we have the invested balance of $28,779,896 with Smith and Shellnut. And our all funds cash balance is at $214,538,250.
Recommendations.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the statement of cash flow for February 2022.
I have a motion and a second for the statement of cash flow for February 2022.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms.
We continue to grow I kind of look at it as one teacher a month. So, yes.
One teacher.
About one teacher a month. It's been pretty steady.
Thank you.
Vice Board Policy, IDE Education Program.
Yes, ma'am, we're asking to revise this policy to update language and processes within the policy as outlined in the Mississippi Gifted Education Regulation.
Recommendations, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IDE for education program.
Motion to approve the revised board policy IDE.
Make that motion.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Revised board policy IEPA dyslexia.
Yes, ma'am, we're asking to revise this policy to include a reference to Mississippi Code 37-173-16, which mandates the 4 hours of training included within the policy.
Recommendations.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IEBA dyslexia policy.
Do I have a motion to approve the revised board policy IEPA?
So moved.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. Revised board policy IHT honor roll.
We're asking to revise this policy in order to mirror the language in board policy IHE, promotion retention, as it relates to mastery and reading for kindergartners.
Recommendation.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IHD honor roll.
Motion to approve the revised board policy IHT honor roll.
Make that motion.
Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. Revised board policy IHFA, special ed.
Yes, ma'am, we're asking to revise this policy to remove the Mississippi Occupational Diploma exit option, as that option is no longer available to students per the Mississippi Public School Accountability Standard.
Recommendations.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IHFA for special education graduation occupation diploma.
Do I have a motion to approve the revised board policy IHFA, special ed?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Thank you. You don't look like this.
You got a 10.
All right. Thank you. Perfect.
We're saying pages 1 through 3 will be recommendations. Pages 4 through 7 will be personnel changes. Page 8 is a request of a position for the FY23 school year. Page 9 is a request to approve the hourly increase for all certified employees that previously have been approved to work additional hours outside of their contract. Page 10 is a memo requesting stipend for the new SLPs and SAs who attend new speech staff orientation in July. Page 11 is a recommendation for approval of the list of licensed employees who were inadvertently omitted from the original board approval list. Pages 12 through 14 will be the district security and school resource officer job description. Pages 15 through 17 will be the director of risk management, JDC coordinator job description. Pages 18 through 20 will be the director of residency job description change. Pages 21 through 23 would be the alternative center and Magnolia school resource officer job description change. Pages 24 through 26 would be the investigator 230 job description and the changes associated with it. Pages 27 through 29 would be the investigator school resource officer job description change. Pages 30 through 31 would be the Title I transition coordinator job description changes. Pages 32 to 33 will be the lead teacher at the juvenile detention center job description. Pages 34 to 36 would be the JDC teacher job description. Pages 37 to 39 would be the JDC sub-teacher job description. Page 40 is a request for additional pay for HR summer worker. Page 41 is a request for additional pay for employees who work for Jumpstart class designed to enhance language proficiency. And page 42 is a request for additional pay for an elementary summer school teacher at South Haven Elementary School.
The recommendation of personnel.
Madam President, recommend the board approve personnel as presented.
Do I have a motion to approve personnel as being presented?
I make that.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Mr. Finley.
Madam Chairman, we have two business matters for this executive session.
Motion to consider going into closed session to determine whether the board should stay in executive session for student matters, early graduation, and personnel.
Make that motion.
All in favor? Aye. Mr. Chase will come back and notify you if we're going to stay in executive session.